When I was working on the Garden album that I did back in 2013, Home, Back to the Garden, most of the inspiration for that album came from out here in the garden. I actually used to work out here in the garden, and so I would come. I knew that I wanted the theme to be the garden. I had written a few songs inspired by here. As a matter of fact, one of the songs that I completed out here in the garden, just sitting on the waters in the Judah area, was Lead Me to the Waters. A few other songs, Just to Be With You. But this song, While I'm Searching, was completely inspired by my time right here in the Israel Prayer Garden. The words to the song are, I will climb the highest mountain in search of you, Lord. I will cross the deepest ocean in search of you, Lord. I will fly the highest skies, walk a million miles to find you, Lord. And that whole verse, that whole chorus was inspired. I will climb the highest mountain was inspired right over in the Naphtali part where the mountain is and the deer and everything. And then, of course, I will cross the deepest ocean. As I walked past the area where the rocks are, where the water is spouting out, I was just imagining myself just up on water saying, Lord, I will go anywhere to find you. Fly the highest skies, of course, got a lot of sky out here, and walk a million miles. That was inspired by the winding paths of the garden. And this song actually was my heart cry to him saying, Father, I will go anywhere. I will do anything for you. Lord, wherever I have to go, whatever I have to do, Father, I will go after you. But in the midst of that, Father, will you see my faith and meet me on the way? Will you meet me while I'm searching? Open heaven's door. I have read, I have heard, but now I want to know. I have to go beyond this, my mindsets, go beyond my feelings, even go beyond things that I've been taught in religion. Lord, I want to see for myself. I want to know for myself. Lord, let me hear the sound of your voice. Let me see your face. I want to see the fire in your eyes. And then it gets to the part where I say, whatever I got to do to stay inside this place, this is where I belong. Many times I'm writing worship songs from the standpoint of fullness, from the standpoint of completion. It's not only a cry, but it's me placing myself in the fullness of a thing and writing from there. I thank God for that because it really has helped people see God for who he is. It helps me when I revisit these songs, and I haven't really done this song in a public setting. This is something that, I've listened to and other people on the album, and it's actually one of my daughter's favorite songs that I've written. But this is actually my first time doing this one, performing this one in a worship setting. And so I just invite everybody to join in with this song. Let this be your heart cry in this hour, especially where we are, how the world is shaking and how all these questions are in the air, identity, our allegiances, things like that. Father, we want you to meet us while we search for you, while we step out, while we run after you, because at the end of it all, what you think, what you say, and where you are is all that matters.
And I will climb the highest mountain in search of you, Lord, of you, Lord. And I will cross the deepest ocean in search of you, Lord, of you, Lord. And I will fly the highest skies, walk a million miles to find you, Lord. There are things I've yet to see, places I've yet to go, someone I've yet to be, things I've yet to know. But will you meet me while I'm searching? Open heaven's door. I have read and I have heard, but now I want to know. And I will climb the highest mountain in search of you, Lord, of you, Lord. And I will cross the deepest ocean in search of you, Lord, of you, Lord. And I will fly the highest skies, walk 1,000,000 miles to find you, Lord. But will you need me while I'm searching? Open heaven's door. I have read and I have heard, but now I gotta know. So I'm dropping every weight, laying down cares, letting go of all that wearies my soul. Oh Lord, I refuse to tire. You are all I'm living for. You're all I'm living for. Whatever I gotta do to stay inside this place, this is where I belong. Whatever I gotta do to live before your face, this is where I belong. Whatever I gotta do to stay inside this place, yeah, this is where I belong. Whatever I gotta do to live before your face, this is where I belong. And I will climb the highest mountain in search of you, Lord, of you, Lord. And I will cross the deepest ocean in search of you, Lord, of you, Lord.